Now, so April 17th, Police Commission meeting, the mayor is absent, and also Commissioner Sullivan's absent. We'll turn it over to the police chief.
Good evening, Commissioners. How is everyone? Sun shining. Feels good.
Yep.
A great little event the other day.
Very nice.
Very good. A lot of exciting stuff there.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So this evening, I have nothing real crazy, normal statistical stuff, some brief conversation. To start off, I did receive a communications today from a resident, Mr. Ralph Savarese. And the reason I bring that to you is because he asks in his last sentence that he wants to make sure that it was forwarded to the police commission. So this is specifically related to the investigation that I forwarded to the commission earlier in the week. So I'll read this just for the record, and then we could talk about it when we talk about the investigation or whenever you would like. So it's dated April 14th. It's addressed to myself, reference complaint against P.O. Thune, which we don't have a P.O. Thune. That's how he references Lieutenant Tholen when he doesn't like him. He renames us when he doesn't like us. So not that I think anything will be done to address this, as nothing has been previously to address or resolve this, but I'm making another complaint against this poor excuse of a police officer. I was contacted by Thorne regarding a complaint I made against P.O. Langford. I was told by Thune that he was directed by you to contact me regarding this matter. First remark stated by this jerk was that Langford is an outstanding officer and that I only complain when I don't get my way. In this case, my way was this poor excuse of a police officer failed to interview eyewitnesses to an incident. Thune's response was that Langford did not have to interview witnesses, so it is the policy of the Middletown PD not to interview witnesses to a crime. I also questioned Thune as to the unprofessional manner in which he spoke to me. As I question your willingness to follow up in this matter, copies of this complaint are being forwarded to the Police Commission and Mayor Ralph John Savarese. So, that's up to you if you want to talk about it now or when we talk about that investigation.
After, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving forward, I did forward the commission the minutes from the March Police Commission meeting for review. Would you like to discuss them at all?
They straightforward.
Being no discussion, could I have a motion to accept them as written? I have a motion by Commissioner Mills, second by Commissioner
Second.
Cancel. All in favor?
Aye.
Appreciate that. Our March statistics, I was able to forward the commission the statistical report today. We just got done today, so I apologize for that. Just to go over some brief stats with that. Still as a reminder, we're still pulling a little bit from two different systems, so there could be slight variations, but we're pretty confident that we're getting through to the exact numbers. So for the month of March, we handled 2,310 calls for service, which was a 21% increase in call volume from February to March. In February, we handled 1,907 calls for service. Part 1 crimes for the month of March, we investigated 36, 13 of which were considered violent, 23 considered property. This was a 50% increase from the previous month of 24. Part 2 crimes for the month, we investigated 173, which is a 97% increase from the previous month of February, in which we only had 88 reported Part 2 crimes. Arrests for the month of March, 170 arrests were made in comparison to 109 in February, which was a 56% increase. Traffic tickets for the month, 177 were issued in comparison to 62 in February, which was a 185% increase. Parking tickets, 318 issued in March in comparison to 600 in February, which was a 40% decrease. On uses of force during the month of March, there were a total of 8 incidents, which equates to 4.7% of total arrests for the month. Out of those 8 incidents, 2 of them involved mental health situations. Would the commission like to discuss those statistics in more depth?
Good.
In the month of March, there were no shots fired calls, which is fantastic. Staffing, Currently, as we sit today, I have 5 vacancies on the police department, down to 70 sworn out of a 75-person budget. Out of the 70 that I do currently have, 2 are in field training. That's Officer Rivera, Officer Diaz. They graduated the academy in February. They're both in field training and progressing very good. Seem to be really adapting, and they really have that joy and excitement, so it's nice to see. Also, I have 1 that's out on light duty due to an injury, which I could speak about in executive session, particulars to that. Then I have 1 that is still out on long-term illness. Again, I could speak more specifically about that in executive session. Since our last meeting, Police Officer Jonathan Gay has completed his field training as of April 11th. He's been placed on a squad. He's doing outstanding, fitting in
Already?
great. Yeah, very good. Yeah, he had a lot of knowledge of the systems because he worked for the sheriff's office, so that was an easier transition, but doing great. Police Officer Christopher Uven is in the process of processing to transfer to the Naples, Florida Police Department. He's made a couple attempts at different police departments to transfer to. Currently, he's going through the Naples, Florida. His family all moved down there, and he's kind of on his own up here, so I really don't blame him. He's an asset to the police department. He's a great employee, positive attitude, but I have to respect that, it's kind of lonely being by yourself.
Perhaps we should go down and check that department.
For
Make
like
sure
a
he's
couple months.
settled.
Like,
Couple months.
yeah, or just like January or February next year. See how he's doing.
That's probably what he did. Since our last meeting, Kelly Conklin officially resigned from the department effective March 25th to take a police officer position with the Dobbs Ferry Police Department. Also, since our last meeting, Detective DeYoung retired, and I had mentioned during the previous meetings that he would like to come back and work part-time. Does the commission have a issue with that? Thoughts?
No.
I don't know if the commission knows. It may be a question for the clerk or the mayor, whether or not I have to have him resworn in.
She's coming back?
DeYoung.
Oh, the young.
Young.
Oh,
So I'll speak to the mayor and the clerk to see if I do have to have him resworn in now or not, but this will be our first round with that.
how many part-timers do we have now?
0.
He will be the first one again?
It'll be the first one we've had in a long time,
Wow.
which would be easy transition because he knows everything. There's no training. He knows the policy procedure, he knows the processes of everything. It'll be advantageous to the organization. So our police officer exam was coming up in a couple of weeks, May 3rd. The closeout date for applications was March 31st. We have just about 260 people signed up for the exam, which I think is fairly good. Little less than we've had in years past, but I'm not disappointed in it. Additionally, as part of the exam, we offered candidates to participate in a cram course put on by Police Tutorial Services. It would have been on their own cost, and that was on April 13th, and there was about 60 participants that took part in that cram course, which is good. We did have a physical agility exam scheduled for April 12th. However, Mother Nature did not like that day for us, so dumped some snow on us. We had to reschedule. So we're looking now at April 26th, and I believe we're right about 25 people that will be in attendance based on who actually showed up that day and who contacted civil service in regards to the April 12th date. So once we get that done, then we'll be able to process some potential candidates. Since our last meeting also, 2 of my dispatchers have decided to resign, 2 of my full-time dispatchers, both for good reason. Dispatcher Nicole Montamioro and Dispatcher Eric Hunter. Both are becoming police officers. They're going to enter the police academy in May. Nicole with the town of Crawford and Eric with the city of Port Jervis. They're both great employees. I'm super happy. That was their aspirations, and they're following their dreams. So I wish them the best. And I'm happy to say we spoke with a police dispatcher candidate today. We interviewed her a year ago and really liked her. Contacted her a couple months ago. She was still interested. We had to freshen up the background. Everything was good. We sat with her today and offered her a position, so she will start with us on May 5th. And then I have 2 additional candidates we'll be scheduling for interview, and hopefully one of those will be a good candidate to fill the other vacancy there. So we're trying to stay ahead of that. And that's really it on staffing. Is any questions, comments, thoughts?
Do we have any background checks, anything pending, or?
For police officer, no, I don't have any viable candidates right now. Once I get the results of the agility, will give me up to 25. If all 25-ish pass, I'll have some. Lieutenant Eric Hargett, Sergeant Rich Regino attended on the 12th to make sure that whoever showed up was advised that it's being rescheduled. And they advised me that one person they spoke to is a certified police officer in the Orange County area and is very interested. So that might be a positive. We still have to do a background and
Interview and,
all that type of stuff. Yeah, still present to the commission, but that might be a good solution for us to fill some of the vacancies.
Are you authorized to have a total of 75, or you can go over, or what's that head
No,
count?
75. So every year when I work my budget with the finance committee and then the common council, I have a staffing level and I'm budgeted for up to 75 full-time sworn personnel.
Gotcha.
And then I have civilian staff, and this year I'm budgeted for 1 part-time. Our contract allows up to 6 part-time police officers. We haven't had a part-timer now in about 2 years, maybe 2-3 years. We've had some that have come and gone, so over the years, we've actually just dwindled the financial burden into our budget. So this year, I only budgeted for 1 in hopes of getting somebody. And then if we get more than 1 candidate at some point, then I'll revisit that with the budget aspects of it. We've been at 75 for about 3-4 years now.
that's higher than before, right?
So the highest the department's been since I've been here was 77. And then through some attrition, we went down into like 65, and we built back up to 75 over the last several years.
With the school SROs also.
School SROs, now I have 5 SROs right now. So that's all part of that 75.
That's part of that count?
Yep. I am part of that count, the detectives,
Right, sure.
so on and so forth.
You're doing a fine job. So,
What do you want, sir? We're on a recording. I want to get this out.
you manage it right.
We're trying. I have good support. I have great people. Since our last meeting, some of the training, or all the training that the department participated in, instructor development, law enforcement accreditation program training, Mid-Hudson Regional DWI Conference. Also at that conference, it's held once a year. One of our police officers was awarded as one of the top performers in Orange County, Officer Michael Harlan. That's his forte. He likes doing DWI work. He's great at it. He's actually a certified DRE, which is a drug recognition expert. Extremely complex training. Takes a long time to be certified, and he does it, and he does a great job with it. So we're very proud, and I know he's very proud as well.
He works midnights?
No, he works rotating 8 to 4, 4 to 12, but he takes a lot of the DWI grant details. He likes it. It's something, and then he brings people along with him, which is good. Drafting narcotic search warrants, leadership for a lifetime, bicycle, e-bike, and e-scooter enforcement training, and quarterly range cycle and defensive tactics. I mentioned a few moments ago our records management system, the niche program. We are still making strides in that, finding some little bugs and hiccups, working through them, but the officers are getting more and more comfortable with it, and it's becoming more it's easier, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's getting easier for them, and we're
Comfortable.
seeing that in the work as well. Something that we're focusing on right now, also with the change in the weather, the warm weather, people are outside enjoying it, windows open. Traditionally, every year at the same time, complaints about traffic, complaints about noise, like the siren, we get to hear them now. So we do have traffic details going on almost weekly on grant funding, and as that phases out, I'll be doing some overtime details for traffic, just to keep that up. Because that is one of the biggest complaints that we do receive. And then also this time of year is noise complaints. So emails to the officers to remind them, we don't need to go back to the same places multiple times. We have very delineated city code, and we need to use that to kind of curb some of that behavior. So they're doing a good job with it, and it's just keeping the positive momentum going. Community events, the leadership program is still in swing. It's a little over halfway. Great program. Again, Sergeant Welch does a great job with that. This week with the spring break, they had a break. Stevenson, our service coordinator, along with Sergeant Welch, also coordinated a event on April 4th. It was called Building Unity and Healing Through Forgiveness. We brought in a presenter, a former gang member, to do a presentation to youth in the community. And I think it's a great program. We're going to try to continue doing it. We're using some of our SNUG funding, which is our anti-violence, anti-gun funding, to do such, and bring in presenters such as him to help maybe connect with some of our youth and to prevent them from going down a bad path. Also, this past Tuesday, Stevenson, our coordinator, our outreach coordinator, he also held a family fun night at the Salvation Army, which was well attended. And he's getting into these community events and kind of bringing people together, which is really great. And then we'll be assisting Parks and Rec this coming Saturday with their Easter egg hunt. I do have one case to just go over with the commission. I did email the commission briefly about this. This was the stabbing that we dealt with on the 15th. Happened at 124 Sproat Street a little bit after midnight. So our midnight squad dealt with this, did an outstanding job. With the situation, they walked into, as many serious scenes are at first, a chaotic scene of not knowing what's going on, a bloody mess, unfortunately. We're quickly able to tend to the victim. They actually, because of the severity of his injuries, they had to use chest seals to seal off his chest because he had collapsed lungs. And we truly believe that was instrumental in saving his life that night. They were able to do that, manage to see in the family, get information out that within a very short window of time, our suspect was located by the town of Walk Island State Police and taken into custody. So he's been arrested, brought back to our station. He was arraigned and sent to Orange County Jail on $100,000 bail. We actually charged him with attempted murder based on the severity of the situation and his momentum that evening. Like it wasn't a good thing. So again, our staff did an amazing job managing through that and getting it all wrapped up very nicely. And then I did forward the commission one internal investigation. Did the commission get the opportunity to review? Yes?
Yep, I read it.
Is there anything you would like to discuss with that one? Concerns, thoughts?
Executive session?
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. Other than that, I have nothing to discuss other than a couple of topics for executive session. And unless the commission has anything you'd like to discuss.
Good?
I'm good.
First time in a while, we've had no visitors.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
Alderman
Eileen.
Kleiner told me he's teaching at OC tonight, so he couldn't attend.
Kleiner?
Kleiner, he teaches a class every so often at OC. So being no further discussion, I request a motion to move into executive session to discuss personnel matters.
Move to accept executive session.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll be moving into executive session at 4:48 PM to discuss personnel matters.
Please be advised this ends the public portion of today's meeting. Thank you.